Hi everyone, welcome back. This is Tuplex, and today we're going to continue getting our main base ready to start expanding into mega base size. As I mentioned last time, the next step here is to start putting in productivity modules and speed beacons into our base. And I'm going to start with the blue circuits because these are one of the most expensive items in the game. And generally, as you're prioritizing the use of your beacons, you should start with the most expensive items because you'll get the most benefit from that. Alright, so blue circuits, again, I've replaced all the tier 2s with tier 3s, and then I'm just going to put in some productivity modules. And then the next thing I need to do is figure out how I can get some beacons in here so that every assembly machine is touched by at least one beacon. So if I put a beacon there, that would be just right. I can't put them on the outside of the belt because the range of the beacon is not far enough to hit the machines. That's why in this case I have to put them in the center. But I do need to put some underground belts to make room. Alright, so that one will cover those 6 machines. I'll go ahead and use those level 2s since I have them available. And then we need to get the next 6. It looks like actually we can get 8 with this one. Although then I'll have 2 more up there with nothing. So I guess it doesn't really matter. I can put it there. And then we'll just have another beacon. That's only affecting 2 machines, which is a little bit of a waste, but that's what you gotta do sometimes. That's as close as we can get it. Okay, so blue circuits are set up, and then we basically repeat that same process everywhere else. So next would be green circuits. Green circuits are actually more beneficial to do than red circuits. And I don't recall all the math that goes into it, but that's the way that it works out. If you search for it, there was a post on Reddit by Madzuri where he explains he calculated the payback of modules. So when you take into account the resources that it takes to make the modules, he calculated which items in the game give you the quickest payback for the use of your modules. And blue circuits was one of the top ones. Your labs are one of the other ones. Actually, in the labs I already have level 3 modules. I did that when I was doing the research for the achievement. But blue circuits is way up there. Green circuits is an important one too. So we'll do green circuits next. Now, unfortunately, I still don't have a whole lot of these assembly machines, so I might not get too far with this before we have to wait for more of those level 3 assemblers to be made. I've got 3 left here. So that's why it's good for us to start early accumulating some of these items. Also, there's the fact that I'm not part of the logistics network over there. So let's put in a request for roboports so that I always have some available. I think 5 is enough for now. And as you can see, I'm already requesting refills on modules. We should go ahead and put in a request for beacons so that we always have some of those available. That way, as we're working in the base, we don't have to run back to resupply ourselves too often. But yeah, the assembly machine 3s are crafting rather slowly. I may have to set something up that makes these more quickly, because we could be waiting a long time if I'm only getting one every 7 seconds or so. I'm already using them pretty quick. But in any case, let's keep working over here on this side. Okay, those are green already. All right, we're missing one more there. All right, and we'll put our productivity modules in. We'll come back to that one later. All right, now here the beacon placement is going to be a little tricky. And actually, now that I think of it, once you put productivity modules on your copper wire, you get to the point where you can almost have a one-to-one between the copper wire and the circuit machine. Because we need 3 circuits every cycle, let's say. The cycles are both half second. Here we make 2 every cycle. With a 20% productivity bonus, that means every 4 cycles we're going to get 2 more. And once we get to level 3 modules, that gives us a 40% bonus, I believe. Yeah, 10% each times 4. Which means that you almost get 3 every cycle. So one thing that we can do to save on production buildings is we can change this so that we have a one-to-one relationship between the copper wire and the circuits. All right, so let's, what I want to do is pick up inserters and assembly machines, but I want to leave all my power poles in place. Whoops. So let's see if we can do that without picking up anything else. And then we'll put these down in a different arrangement, and then maybe at the same time we can figure out how to squeeze a beacon in. All right, awesome. All right, so in this case, we want to do this. And put in the modules. And you know what, let's pull up these power poles too. So I'm going to whitelist the small electric poles and pick all those up as well. See, this is where having bots is just practically mandatory. So what we could do is we could put beacons like that all the way up and down the line. That'll get every machine touched by one beacon, which is exactly what we need. We put fast inserters there, and then power pole there. Actually, we need, let's see, what if I do, yeah, I'm losing coverage there. So I think we need more power poles. There. Okay. That looks good. So let's go ahead and pull up these power poles down the middle. Oh, and we need to pull up the lights as well. Yeah, so I mentioned in one of the tutorial videos that that having the filters on the deconstruction planner makes it really easy to replace things. And this is where it really comes in handy. Okay. Awesome. And now we can blueprint this whole mess here. And we should be able to just tile this up and down the line. Like that. And that one is... that one's the wrong type. Okay, I don't have any more level 3s, so I'll just force that one down. Okay, so that one's pending. There we go. Pick that one up. Tell the bots to put one of those down there. Okay, so we've got one side done. And I didn't get speed modules in that one. Alright, perfect. Alright, so now this whole side is ready, and we're getting the same output, the same speed, but we're getting 20% productivity bonus on the copper wires, and we're getting a 20% productivity bonus on the circuits themselves. And then all the green circuits with a 20% productivity bonus that get used to make blue circuits, which also have a 20% productivity bonus. You can see that the productivity bonuses really start to stack up very quickly. All right, now on this side, I'm just going to go ahead and pick up everything here. Well, I didn't want to pick up the green machines too, but that's all right. I'm going to replace them all. Okay, and then we'll go ahead and I think I can just use a mirror image. If I rotate that, I think everything is still going to work. Oh, I need to take out these. Need to take out these poles in the middle. Right? Yeah. Let's get rid of those. Okay, so now I can place these down in the same spots, facing the other direction, and we'll be good to go. Actually, this would have been quicker if I had just done blueprinted the whole column, but that's all right. This works too. Okay, and then we just have to wait for those assemblers to get made, and the bots will put them down. All right, so we'll end up using a lot less copper this way, and still get our same throughput on the circuits. Okay, so the next thing that I would like to do is oil. Let me wait till I get more modules delivered. And get rid of these circuits. Okay. Alright, I'm going to cancel my request for those assembly machines so that they get prioritized over here. I don't want the bots bringing them to me when they're needed over there. And there go all my modules. Okay. Well, that's why I made a couple thousand of them, because as you can see, they get used up pretty quickly. Alright, so petroleum, plastic, batteries, sulfuric acid, all that stuff are very good candidates for being moduled. And again, we're doing the same thing here. Put in single productivity modules plus a speed module. Here I want to get a little bit of landfill, and I think I have some in my inventory. Yeah, and we should put down some more roboports to extend our network. I really like this to be there, but all right, we'll put it. So we'll put it right there. And do I have green circuits? I don't know if I'm actively putting green circuits into the network anywhere. But we should be doing that. So we can do that down here. We'll put a couple of passive providers. And I'll use stack inserter so they fill quickly. And we'll set these to green circuits less than 400, let's say. Why isn't it that work? Oh, greater than. Okay. Yeah, that should be less than. All right. Yeah, we've already got over 1,000 in the network, so that way we can pull green circuits out of the network when we need it. Actually, let me... I don't know why we have so much extra in here. Get those out. And actually, I'll just give these to the red circuits. Okay. All right, so let's put some modules in the petroleum setup and plastic. Now, chemical plants only take 3 modules and not 4. And in this case, I should be able... Oh, man. Can't quite hit all 4 with one beacon. That's too bad. I really should have relocated my power poles. Alright, well... couple extra beacons is pretty small potatoes compared to how much we're going to be using everywhere, so I'm not going to worry about that too much. Alright, and then we can just blueprint that. Oh yeah, where's my landfill? Only have 1. Alright, that wasn't very helpful, was it? Okay. Not exactly symmetrical, but pretty close. Actually, we are going to have to start making a lot of landfill. So let's do that as well. Now here, the crafting speed is a little bit low. I think a chemical factory is normally 1.25. Yeah, and the reason we're not getting back up to the original speed with these is that we're not upgrading to a faster machine at the same time like we were when we went from blue to yellow assemblers. So here we're ending up with a slower speed. These two in the middle are almost close to the 1.25 because they're affected by multiple beacons. But hopefully this will still be enough to keep the red circuits going. It should be. In fact, let's do that so that we can saturate the belt a little bit better. And we'll get rid of some of our extra here manually. There we go. Oops. Okay. All right. Yeah, I think we're still making as much as we can use. Okay. Now when it comes to petroleum, We can't beacon this a whole lot. Looks like I've got level 3 modules over here too for solid fuel from petroleum. I'm not quite sure why I did that, but anyway, I am using solid fuel now for the smelting because I was running out of coal. I'm not going to touch that, that's fine. But I do want to put beacons over here. Now here I had speed beacons, but I want to replace these with, or speed modules, but I want to replace these now with productivity since I do have beacons available. So we'll put productivity in the machines, and then we put speed in the beacons. And the reason it has to be that way is because productivity modules do not work with effect transmission. So you can't use beacons with productivity modules. So it looks like we can cover 3 refineries with 1 beacon. All right, and and again, I'm just starting with 1 beacon on each, just to give ourselves the boost. It's going to be slower than it was before, so now we're 25% less production speed, but we are getting a lot from the productivity bonus. And I'm just doing it that way to reduce the number of modules and beacons that I have to use. Because this is not really the main part of the base where we're concerned about super high speeds and super high levels of productivity. Alright, so again, here it looks like we can cover 3. So I'll just put 1. And here I might as well do it there. Cover that one twice. Okay, and might as well use up some of these. There we go. Okay, so that'll help us consume less oil. Now, landfill. Let me talk real quickly about trains, because we are going to be setting up a big rail network. And I think that I want one of my main rail lines to run east-west up here where I have all these rail icons. And to do that, I'm going to have to cross this lake. So I'm going to need a lot of landfill to build myself a bridge across. And I want it here just because we've got fairly large mineral patches to the north of it, and then we've got the base to the south of it. So I think that's a good place to start to build it. And it also avoids these basic iron outposts that I set up while I was doing all my research for the achievement. I just have 2 trains running on there. I have a little bypass here so that the trains can get past one another. So one train, will either go here or here and let the other one pass. This will all be replaced. We're going to be doing 2 and 4 lane rails. My intention is to do 4 lanes for the main line or main lines. I might have another one to the south running parallel, and then the offshoots from the main line will be 2 rails. And we'll be doing single-headed trains. We'll get into that more later. But in any case, I want to start making a lot of landfill. So let me get some mining drills. $50 should be more than enough. Okay. And these guys are bringing me more modules, I think. Yep. Alright, so there's a fairly large stone patch over here. So that's what I want to use. Now, landfill uses 1 piece of stone or 20 pieces of stone for 1 piece of landfill. So it requires quite a lot of stone. Alright. I don't want those burner mining drills in my inventory, so I'm going to trash those. And I'm going to set coal to auto trash. I don't think I explained auto trash in my tutorial series. So if you're not sure how this works, basically what you do is any item that you want to automatically get rid of if you happen to pick it up. So in this case, wood, stone, coal. I don't want that in my inventory. I want that just to go into storage. You can add that to your auto trash, and you can also set, you know, what the minimum quantity is that you want to keep. So if I set this to 50, for example, then when I pick it up, it'll keep 50 in my inventory, and anything above that, it'll put in the auto trash. Right, now in this case, I'm going to set it to 0 because I don't want any of it. And that way, whenever I pick it up, it'll automatically go in my trash slots. Like here, you can see when I go to pick up, well, when I pick up this chest with a lot of stone in it, you can see that it fills up my trash slots. And these will go into the trash slots too once some of them get emptied. So that's a pretty handy feature. All right, so this will give me maximum coverage. I actually don't want one there because it's not really touching anything. And that one's not really touching anything either. Okay. So that is full coverage of this patch. Actually, let me bring this out one more so that I have room. Oh no, that's okay. There we go. Then we have room for a splitter. How many is that? That's 24 drills. All right, that should be enough to saturate a yellow belt. Maybe more than enough. All right, so let's power this up. And then I'll put 1, 2, 3. Put 2 assembly machines. And we're going to give them stack inserters. We don't want to wait for that. Let me go get some stack inserters. Actually, I don't think I'm making them automatically yet, because I don't have any in my inventory. See, now all the stone is gone. Let's see. Yeah, I am making stack inserters. Well, I was thinking about it. I just never finished it. So let's set that up. Is that all we need? And we need blues. Alright. And we'll limit that to 100. Okay. So now I have 4, which is all that I need. Put this in a provider chest, although I'm not going to put it in the robot network yet. And I'll just let this fill up. All right. I'll let this run for a couple minutes. I might need to upgrade to red belts. In fact, I think I do. Let's go ahead and do that. Now normally 24 miners would saturate a yellow belt, but since we have 32% productivity bonus on the mining now, it doesn't take quite as many, and that's a good thing. Alright, so this will build up rather slowly. It takes a while to load 20 stone. Actually, let's see if maybe 2 on each can keep this belt clear. Yeah, looks like that'll make it run as fast as it can. At least with the amount of miners that we have. Alright, so that'll do it for this episode. In the next episode, I'm going to talk a little bit more about the train network, and we'll perhaps get started on that. In the meantime, we'll continue upgrading our main base with modules and beacons, and get ready to start expanding out into the world. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.